You're in the. You're. Oh.
You can sense the intensity as they await the arrival of the Tennessee team here at Cleveland Stadium. The number one undefeated Volunteers prepare to race onto the field. Everything is riding on this football game. So there's a special intensity, a special urgency. Here come the Volunteers. Wherever you listen throughout the world, it's football time in Tennessee.
Didn't make it on fourth down. T comes off. Standing right by Billy Ratliff, and T's coming off and starting to unhook his pads a little bit, and Billy says, "Don't unhook your pads. We're going to get the ball back."
Second down and 11 for Arkansas. 1:47 remaining. One timeout left. Call it 12 to go for the first down. Sterner lost the football! Oh my goodness! He stumbled and fumbled, and Billy Ratliff recovered.
We made this play. Billy Ratliff knocked this All-American guard back into the quarterback. He stepped in on his foot. Quarterback probably made a mistake, not just falling on the ball. Billy not only knocked it back, but he got the ball back for us. So,
how important was this fumble recovery?
Well, it meant the season. You probably didn't know that at the moment, but it absolutely meant the season.
Hello, this is Jeremy from Blue Water Climate Control. I grew up in Tennessee, and when I was 9 years old, the World's Fair came to Knoxville. I was in awe of the Sun Sphere. I dreamed of living in Knoxville. To me, it was the center of the world. After 24 years in the Navy, I've been around the world and visited dozens of countries. My family has moved all over. Now here we are running Blue Water Climate Control right here in Knoxville, the dream I had when I was just 9 years old. Blue Water Climate Control, veteran service, superior value.
Why?
Unmuted.
Where are we muted at?
I did. I just unmuted it.
Oh, so you unmuted?
Yeah.
Where we mute? Oh, we got some sound? Okay.
I'm not sure.
Any sound now? Well, where's the sound at? We got it plugged in.
Yep, they got it. I turned it off.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah.
We've been talking away. Yeah. This is the VIP section, pigskin. We're going to move this. We're going to have studio on the other side. We got the camera set up here, but this is in the bar. We need to get a new producer, Billy.
Hey,
See, a producer wouldn't have let this happen.
I can't even say anything because I hope the producer ain't watching it right now because he's going to be hot hearing you say that, right?
Well, actually, the joke was I'm the producer today, so I can't get on myself.
Nah, that ain't what I was told.
Well, we got a lot to talk about. Yeah, this is the VIP section. Everybody says it sounds good. Give some shout outs out there, Billy. Let's see who else we got over Facebook and YouTube.
Who's over here? Let's see. There we got Matt Dominant over here. He said, "What's up, Catfishing Billy? What's going on, Matt?"
How good, Matt? He's always in here. I don't think I've ever seen a show without Matt in the comment section.
He's always here. And we got Josh Pinion.
He's a Georgia fan. Don't listen to nothing he says. But he can throw some cornhole. If we're going to have a cornhole tournament, he's going to be my ringer.
Hey,
he'll take you out, Billy.
Hey, that's what you always say.
Nah, I've seen him.
And hey,
he can flat throw the bags.
I only play up until my opponents.
Well,
if my opponents are experts, I become the professional.
Well, you're gonna have to be like the GOAT to play Josh.
Then that's what I am.
All right. I think you take him out, Josh. Dub's in here.
Let's see who else we got in here. Oh Lord, what happened to the vibrate?
Oh, I don't know. Who's that? Is that Crystal's phone?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's over there being loud. But that's all right. We're gonna watch The Bachelorette tonight, episode 6. Ain't we, Crystal?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. TikTok Chess brought up a good point. Bob Sheath is in here. He's always in here. TikTok Chess Hall said, shout out to BVD. Love him. Went and seen him Wednesday. He got this. Yep. Carter and I went up there yesterday evening. He recognized this. Carter was a little upset because he kept saying Catfish and Bobby and didn't say nothing about Carter. That's all right. Henry Real, man, I hadn't seen you in a month of Sundays, Henry. We're in our restaurant, 7535 Connor Road in Powell, Tennessee. Did you see the signs we got? Here's the logo. What do y'all think about that? Billy Ratliff's Tap 40 Grill.
I like it.
We still need to hire some people, aren't we?
Yeah, we still
need a couple in the kitchen, a couple servers, maybe another bartender or two. We've hired several, but we still need to hire some more people. We're trying to have a soft open come towards the latter half of August. Give us a few days to get our stuff in a row for September 2nd, which is a Thursday, our first game. What do you think about Thursday games? I don't like them.
I don't like them
I
either.
think the only thing I hate worse than a Thursday game is a noon game.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I mean, I've only played one Thursday night game, and that's when we played Ole Miss up at the Liberty Bowl up there. Only time I ever played it. I don't like them because
Ole Miss or Memphis. No, it was Memphis was on Saturday.
It was Ole Miss.
Was it?
Yeah. I mean, I know who I played.
Well, I just couldn't remember.
I do because I played it.
Well, that was so long ago. Dub wants to know, are we still going to do live streams during the game? Absolutely. But we'd rather for y'all to come down here to Tap 40 Grill and watch it with us because we're going to have TVs everywhere. Shane Bentley, great Georgia fan, supporter of Volunteer Roadshow for years. He says he may have to make the trip up to Tennessee for the nice meal and a cold one. Yep, you're going to have to.
Well, I mean, he's going to have to because we got him for homecoming this year, man. I can't believe we're playing Georgia for homecoming.
How awesome would that be if we was to pull off the upset for homecoming? Why would they schedule a game like Georgia on homecoming?
It's just how the schedule failed, I think. You don't just say we're going to put Georgia for homecoming. No, you normally have Georgia State.
Well, didn't you say last year's schedule made it happen or we had to do it? That's bull. If they can change the schedule last year for COVID, they could change it this year and not have Georgia for homecoming.
Hey, dollar bills change everything.
Pigskin wants to know when the grand opening. We're actually not going to have a real grand opening. We're going to start out real slow. Hopefully it's slow. We may have to limit seating here for the first week.
See, you keep saying it, and I keep telling you about Knoxville, Tennessee when it comes to restaurants.
We're not going to tell a soul when we open.
If you tell one soul that I know, and they're sitting right over there,
yeah.
Oh, the world's going to know.
There's somebody come in here almost every day.
Exactly.
That says, "Are y'all open?" I said, "No, come back in a month." She said, "What are y'all putting in here?" I said, "Billy Ratliff's Tap 40 Grill." And had one guy says, "Is that the Billy Ratliff from the Fumble?" I said, "Yep." He said, "Is he going to be in here? Is it just his name on the sign?" I said, "Nope. He's going to be in here about 90 hours a week." Really?
Hey, and
I'm going to have to come back.
And then he said, "I ain't coming in here then if he's there."
You're going to be in here about 30, ain't you?
See.
Billy don't want you in here for some reason.
Then guess who else going to be in here? Marie.
No. All right, here we go. Let's look at some before we get into the news of the join the SEC. Found some memes out here I want to show y'all. Let's take that. Where is that? How do we undo the Henry Riddle? What did he say? I got to take that off because
that's just not right. How they did that, man? Why they do them like that?
What's that?
Georgia. They always do them.
Yeah, I wanted to show this to Shane.
Hey, that's not even right.
How come I can't take that?
What are you trying to do?
Take that comment off so I can. There we go. There we go. All right. Here you go, Shane and Josh. And Killer Mime, if you're in here. Here you go. These are all the rings that UGA has. A 1980 national championship, a recruiting natty. I didn't know they had a recruiting natty. What year was that? A second place 2017. A Jake Fromm preseason #1 pick. A JT Daniels preseason Heisman favorite ring. I didn't know they had a ring for that. And a preseason national champs. And two recruiting. They ain't got two recruiting natties. Do they really?
That's that. Why you do them like that, man? That's not even right.
Yes, the address.
I put it up there.
Did you? How'd you do that?
Easy.
Let's see what else we got. Oh, Sean, I posted this today on Facebook. I shouldn't have said that. Is that not who you first thought of when you see that? People who order boneless wings. You know how he has that? It ain't wings unless it's got a bone in it. That's what Sean thinks.
I mean, that's just how he's always been.
Which is true.
It's true.
They're just chicken nuggets.
I'm with you.
If they don't have a bone in it. That was pretty funny. I'm trying to show some memes of the week. Let's see what else we got. Oh, this ain't a meme. This is quarterback taking out his boys to Longhorn Steakhouse. That's how you get in good with the offensive lineman and tell them to protect you. See, if JG would have done this, he wouldn't have been hit so much.
JG could have bought all of them Lamborghinis, and it would have been the same way.
How come I hear a humming noise? I think that's why.
Oh, that's because of the headset right there.
Oh, well, I got it turned off. Oh, I know why.
No, because it's #1.
Huh. I just hear a humming.
Okay.
Anyway, I thought that was a good. If Trevor Lawrence throws a touchdown pass to Tim Tebow this season, do not turn on ESPN for at least 7 days.
That's true.
Now, that's a fact.
That's true.
It'll be 24/7 Goldilocks and Tim
true.
Tebow.
Those jerseys would be top selling jerseys all year long. If that
Ryan sent me a video of the first catch by Trevor Lawrence to Tim Tebow in practice. And what I brought up to Crying Ryan, everybody knows who he is. He's a Gator fan, lives from here in Farragut, Knoxville, is if it was a great pass and if Tim Tebow wasn't so slow, he wouldn't have had to dive like Superman to make the catch.
Well, I'll tell you this here, man. I mean, yeah, tight ends are not fast. There's very few tight ends that can just fly. You're talking about one of the greatest tight ends that's going to go down in history with Jason Witten. Jason, I guarantee you Tebow can outrun Jason Witten.
You think so?
Yes.
Was he that slow?
Yes. Jason Witten is on the Peyton Manning level of slow.
Well, then how come he was so good?
He can catch the ball. He can run routes. So you don't have to be that good at tight end to be great. You know, you just have to be able to be smarter than your guy that's guarding you. And tipping his linebackers.
And you got to catch the ball.
And catch the ball.
And that's what you did when they tried to move you to tight end. You dropped everything.
Dropped every last one of them on purpose. They tried to get me. I'm like, I'm not playing offense. No.
They hooked your boy Antron though.
Tron wouldn't listen. He catching everything out there.
Oh, let's talk about this.
What's up?
It's up on the screen.
It's
Two first rounders.
It's like I said it was gonna happen.
But I didn't think Johnson had a great year.
He don't need to. I'm telling you what it is. These kids are not like, for instance, Tennessee has never produced a just lights out producing where you say, oh, he's gonna be great in the NBA because of their stats that they're doing. They're playing team ball. You don't have too many individuals that stand out when you watch Tennessee. Think about when Barnes was at Texas. You didn't say Durant was going to be what Durant is right now.
Oh, I thought he was going to be great.
Didn't. No, you
yes,
did.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
He was the best basketball player in college.
Nobody, you whatever. Are you serious?
He was one of the best there was when he was in college.
When did he get drafted?
I don't know.
I'm going to look it up and tell you. What did Durant?
Well, besides that, this is the first time since 1977 that two Tennessee players were drafted in the first round. Bernard King and Ernie Grunsfeld. The Bernie and Ernie show. Or was it the Ernie and Bernie show? Anyway, a lot of people said it was going to be first round. I just thought if there was going to be a first round, it was just going to be one. And I thought it would have been Springer.
I mean, I knew they were going to. I mean, I didn't think they had been the lotteries, but I knew they would be first rounders.
Yeah.
You know, just because I know once they got a chance to do like individual stuff and work on the individual games, that's when you will see, like here, I'm going to wait till you see Pons. He's going to be a different player that you thought he should have been at Tennessee. Because Pons is too small to play the position he played at Tennessee. Pons is going to probably play 3 or 4.
Really?
Yes.
In the NBA?
Yes.
Did he get drafted?
Memphis.
Really?
Grizzlies, second round.
Wow.
I said he was going to get drafted. I knew he would.
Do you think him trying to show off his shooting ability, which at times he was in a slump? There was games I said, Pons, if you try to shoot one 3-point shot, I'm going to scream.
I don't know if that's what it was. I think it was just the fact he was behind the arc. He do it. I mean, I'm quite sure he was doing this in practice because I'm quite sure coach would have been taking him out the game if he was shooting it in the game and wasn't doing it in practice.
Well, it don't matter if you're shooting it in practice. If you ain't making them in the game, you need to stop.
But if you're making them in practice, you got to shoot them in the game. If you're wide open or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, got to shoot your shots when you have opportunities.
All right, let's talk about these two wannabe SEC teams coming to SEC. We're going to talk about it right after this break.
People always ask, where did we get the name Blue Water Climate Control? When a Navy ship casts off lines, exits the harbor, and loses sight of land, that's blue water sailing. It takes a team of people to do that. Tireless work, focus, and attention to detail. So much of starting a business is just like that. After it's done, you get filled with deep satisfaction for accomplishing something. And it's quickly followed by, now the real work begins. We're Blue Water Climate Control.
Give a big shout out to Blue Water Climate Control and all you guys in here make it possible. We're sitting in our restaurant at 7535 Connor Road, Powell, Tennessee, right off of exit 112. What, about 4 miles north of the 640 bypass on 75 Emory Road exit. And I'll get to you in a minute, Crying Ryan. I see you in here. But we've come a long ways, Billy. Did you ever think 3 years ago you'd be sitting in your own restaurant named after you?
Not in a million years, man. Never.
And when I was going up and down the road with a camera phone and a YouTube channel, I never dreamed this either. But we're super thankful for all the support we've gotten from everybody. What does Crying Ryan say? I got to read this. What is he saying?
What are you talking about?
I don't know. I need to read it here. Okay, you're right. I thought you was talking about this Tim Tebow video you sent me where he had to dive like Superman to catch it, which if he wasn't so slow, he wouldn't have needed to dive. So, well, what do you think about Texas and Oklahoma? First of all, they're touting like a 114-40 record against the SEC. That's misleading. That's not against teams that were in the SEC when they played. That's taken into account when Texas A&M was in the Big 12, Arkansas was not in the SEC, Missouri wasn't in the SEC. I went back and checked. They do have a slight edge over SEC teams against the Blue Bloods. They're 11-7-1 against SEC teams that are in the SEC that are the original. What do you think about this?
I'm going to tell you what their record is. 0-0.
Yeah, because they're going to be here. What?
They are rookies.
2025.
They got to come out and earn respect.
Well, first of all, it's a lot different than picking up a win here and a win there when you're not playing an SEC schedule and you're not banged up. But when you come to the SEC and you got to play week in and week out, get banged up and play in a totally different defensive scheme, offensive scheme, more so defense, and you're getting pounded 8 games a year, then tell me what your record is in the SEC.
I'm still laughing at what the old ball coach said about him.
What did he say? Oh, I seen something about that. What did he say?
He said, I don't know why they want to go to the SEC. They came and win the Big 12.
Love him or hate him, but he always had something going.
Oh, man.
Quite.
I mean, it's going to be tough on. I mean, I'm thinking, the SEC is going to end up being like the NFL. They're going to break it down into 4 different divisions eventually. Watch, SEC East, North, South, East, West. That's the way it's going to be. And that's going to be the playoff system. You're going to have those 4 conferences. It's going to be the playoffs. Watch. Because they're not the last 2 teams that's coming. I guarantee you that.
Well, what I want to know is, how is the alignment going to be? They're probably not going to announce that for a couple more years.
I mean, with me personally, I think they flip a coin. One go to the East, one go to the West.
Well, you got 2 Alabama teams in the West and 2 old Mississippi teams in the West. I think they break those up.
Leave them over there.
Well, who else is going to be in the East? You can't put Texas and Oklahoma in the East.
Put one of them in the East and one of them in the West.
I think what they need to do is they need to be in the West.
No.
Why?
Leave the conferences the way they are.
Well, then if you do that, are you going to have what do they call that? The Red River rivalry?
It doesn't matter. They're creating movies right now.
Well, I think they'd bring Auburn to the East.
So
I think they'll bring Ole Miss to the East.
So, no, what they're going to do is, if they change the conference, They're going to make it where they're going to bring the best team that's in the West to the East. Would you like that to happen?
Well, first of all, it's very cyclical. When you were playing, the East dominated.
Exactly.
And then now the West has been Alabama has been dominating, and LSU.
Leave it alone. I'm telling you, just flip a coin, and whichever one you're flipping for the East, they go there, and the other one go to the West. And that's the easiest way to do it. Instead of shuffling around the West teams and the East team and figure out, it's already set.
Well, I was watching ESPN yesterday. They say that it's going to lead to super conferences and then eliminate the NCAA. Now, I can get on board with that.
I would love it.
Man, I bet the NCAA is shaking in their boots right now.
They are. I mean, they got too much power, too much control.
Way too much.
I mean, I just want some of these rules changed. I mean, they're going slowly, but they're not helping enough.
So, do you think it's possible that they go to four divisions?
Yeah, once they start getting your Ohio State, Clemson.
Well, how would you do your championship then?
Same way.
How?
It's just like the NFL.
The best four in play?
Same way the
then
NFL
you
does.
add 2 more games.
That's just what it have to be.
I don't think they go to 4 divisions. I think it stays with 2. You need a championship game. That's the only way you can have a championship is with 2 teams. And you don't need a playoff for the SEC. That's what happens when you get 4. So I don't think that.
Well, I mean, I guess just take the top team. You know, the team that's ranked at the top of the board.
Back when I coming up, you won the SEC. There were no divisions. It was just the SEC.
Like I like that. Like I like that. You know, they did
When
that.
did they start that East-West? It was in the early 90s, wasn't it?
They did that to make an extra
92
game.
or 3 or something.
Extra game, extra money.
No, it was extra money. That's what
extra
they wanted.
game, extra money. It's like I don't actually like the playoff system to an extent because it's more games.
Well, do you think adding these extra 2 teams to the SEC, do you think that makes us have to drop a non-con game?
Possibly. Because
So that means Alabama and Florida don't have to have all them cupcake games like the Citadel.
Yeah, it won't be too many more cupcake games if you're once these 2 teams come in. You know, I mean, I like the fact I do like it. You know, your first game is a cupcake team or whatever, but gosh, I don't like calling them cupcake teams because anybody can beat you any given day.
Well, didn't who was it that was it? Alabama or LSU? Somebody lost to Troy a few years ago.
LSU
lost to Troy. Yep. That was a shocker. But that actually it wasn't. If you look at that team, that Troy team, they were decent. They could have beaten some decent teams.
No.
Yeah.
So guess what they did the next week?
Well, that's because that was a high. But
I don't care.
They were a decent team.
That's what I call
that was a team you don't sleep on.
Underestimating your opponent.
That could be.
And when you get behind,
it was the Memphis.
It
was the Memphis of Tennessee's '96 season.
No, we did not take them for granted.
Well, then why'd you lose?
Referees took it from us.
Yeah, but it shouldn't have been that close.
If your Heisman Trophy quarterback is off and they have a great defense, you got to give credit to Memphis. People don't understand this about football. You know, everybody don't got caught up in the Alabama teams and stuff and forget that everybody is boys and men on football teams. They play the same thing.
Well, that's my argument.
They
that's
are
what I was
out there.
Troy.
It is a 50-50 chance of you winning and losing every game you go out there on the field. Just because that team been losing all this time doesn't mean they suck. Yeah, they suck on paper or whatever, but they go out there in that field and they think they can beat you. They can beat you. Give anybody any confidence. They got an opportunity to give it to you.
All right, I'm gonna nip this in the bud right now.
What you got now?
Ryan says UT and Heisman don't go in the same sentence. Yes, it does.
It does.
UT and Heisman Heist does go in the same sentence. The biggest robbery and travesty in all of sports history was in 97. So they do belong in the same sentence. What does Henry say? I can bring up some real nasty losses by Florida too, Ryan. Tell him, Henry. Florida was, until the 90s. Yep. For the 90s, that was a W on your schedule when you had Florida. And Florida ducked us for almost a decade back when they really was bad.
All right, so here I'm going to say something about that Heisman, Ryan. I'm tired of you talking about the Heisman. What Heisman Trophy candidate that y'all had that was successful after he won the Heisman?
None.
Which one?
Rex Grossman. He didn't win the Heisman. He didn't win it. That's right.
Which one?
So the one that didn't even win the Heisman was successful. Werfel was a bum in the NFL.
Which one?
Palmer wasn't no good. Johnson wasn't no good.
Keep going.
Who else? What are all their quarterback names?
Steve
Spurrier. He couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. And why they got a high school stadium named after him, I don't know.
I mean, I ain't thinking about Florida. I mean, Florida, they did their thing. I mean, gosh, it's all good.
Yeah.
But that Heisman thing, I mean, I'm still telling they stole it from my teammate. As Peyton should have won it.
Yeah, that was.
And they gave it to Rod Woodson. I'm like, I mean, Charles Woodson. I'm like, really? How you gonna give it to a DB and then give it to our DB and Terry Fair? Terry had the same stats.
That's true.
Same stats. You go look it up.
But Terry Fair didn't have a one-handed catch as wide receiver.
He caught that as a DB.
Oh, was that an interception?
Yes, it was an interception.
So he had a one-handed catch. You can't tell me that's enough to win a Heisman. I think people were burned out on Peyton, hearing Peyton never.
That's what it was. I mean, people like fierceness. The reason why so many people hate Alabama is because they're good.
It's a popularity contest.
There's a reason why everybody hates Tom Brady because he's so good. There's a reason why people hate LeBron James because he's good. That's a reason why they compare him to Michael Jordan.
Don't get me on the Michael Jordan argument.
I know. I love it. I love talking about it.
Until somebody gives my boy some respect, I ain't talking about it.
Who?
You know I'm talking about.
Kobe?
No.
The greatest Laker ever?
No, I'm talking about the greatest Laker ever, but it ain't Kobe.
It is Kobe.
It is not.
Even your man tell you that.
There's two. That's because he's being humble. There's two Lakers better than Kobe. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
That's the GOAT.
And Magic Johnson.
No. Magic was great. He was great. I'll give it to you. He was the best point guard ever played the game because of his size. But evolution and athletic wise, it's not a comparison. And the GOAT and your man would tell you the same thing.
Well, I need to hear it. And even if they do say it, that don't mean they're right.
Oh, I mean, you don't have two jerseys retired for no reason.
Well,
and that was before.
Magic's got 5 rings.
And that's before he passed away.
I would even put Larry Bird, as Innocent said, above
who?
LeBron. Me?
Man, get on, man. Whatever. I'm so tired of people saying that man couldn't have played back then.
I could not stand Larry Bird. Did you know it took me? Now you probably do believe this because you know how I think.
Mm-hmm.
You know it took me a long time to warm up to Eric Ainge because of his last name. I could not stand Danny Ainge. He was good, but I did not like anything about the Celtics. Nothing.
James Worthy was better than Magic.
Oh, you get out of here.
He was.
No, he was not.
Man, he was more productive.
He was not.
Go look at the stats. Don't lie.
I'm looking at the game. The game film don't lie.
He showed up every game.
I like Worthy's game too, Vodka, but he wasn't better than Magic. I mean, he could post you up. He had a good post move. And he was athletic and long. But what happened to everybody saying that Kobe was the second greatest? What happened to the Kobe versus Magic? And how are we getting on this subject and not talking about Texas, Oklahoma?
I know why they say it, Bobby. Because the man that they talking about comparing to him, he's good. They comparing somebody that's still playing to somebody that's already done it all. They haven't got a chance to even retire yet, and they talking about him.
All right, so let's get back to the subject.
Let's go.
Texas, Oklahoma. What do you think this does? Who's the next? There's got to be another super conference. Is it going to be the ACC or Big Ten?
Nobody.
What do you mean nobody?
How can they create it?
By getting more teams.
Who are the other teams? The teams are already here.
Well, I think whoever makes the next move, I think there's going to be a move between the Big Ten and the ACC to be the next conference to compete against the SEC. I see it being the Big Ten over the ACC. I could see the Big Ten recruiting a Pitt or I don't know who else out there. So I could see the Big Ten recruiting Oklahoma State.
So these recruits now want to play in the SEC.
I know, so that's why these other conferences are going to be trying to expand.
Texas come in now. They got another school that they can say they're playing in the best conference. I get what you're saying, but there's no other way to make a super conference. All the super teams are already here. Besides, there's only what left out there. Ohio State.
Well, I didn't say that the next conference wouldn't be another conference.
There's not enough teams to create one.
You can start. I think the Big 12 is going to go away. I think the Big 12 eventually turns into some of the farther Western teams go to the Pac-12 and some of the Eastern teams go to the Big 10. I see West Virginia being a Big 10 team.
And they're irrelevant.
But they've been times they've been good.
They're still irrelevant.
Tennessee's irrelevant, and they're in the SEC. Vanderbilt's
so what's irrelevant relevant to you? Just because they lost the last few years?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But they have a resume.
And West Virginia's got a decent resume.
To who?
College football.
They didn't make their resume in the SEC though.
No. But what I'm saying, I could see West Virginia joining the Big Ten. The Big Ten's going to expand.
And what do that help them?
And I think this is going to really, really make Notre Dame join a conference.
Now. No, they won't.
I bet you in 5 years they will.
They won't. They make too much money to do that.
I think they're going to get squeezed
they won't.
out.
If they haven't done it by now, they're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. Too many people don't. They have tried. They've talked so bad about them, and you think they care?
Well, they're basically an ACC team now.
Without being in a conference.
I just think in 5 years.
It won't happen. It will not happen. Here, tell me this here. You think Clemson want to go to the Big Ten?
I think that somebody like that could.
Why? Why would they go to that conference where they can go to the best conference?
Well, I don't think they're going to come. I don't think there'll be any more teams come to SEC in a long time. I would see Clemson join the Big Ten because Big Ten has more tradition in football than they ever thought about.
I'm gonna give you an analogy, and I want you to give me your honest answer. Would you join ESPN tomorrow?
No.
Exactly.
But that don't have nothing to do with Clemson going to the Big Ten.
It does.
How?
Why join that? Well, how about CBS, NBC? You want to go to the best.
Well, Well, I know that, but you can't. There's no room. They waited too long.
There is room.
Not in the SEC.
How did we get two more teams?
There's 16 teams.
How did we get two more teams?
I'm just saying, there's going to be an arms race.
There's
by these
always room.
By these other conferences.
There's always room.
If any conference expands, it's the Big Ten, and I would not be shocked in the next couple years if you hear Clemson
the SEC.
No, going to the Big Ten.
No.
All right.
No. If they go anywhere, it will be in the SEC.
I don't think so.
I guarantee you. And that's when they're going to call it a super conference.
It's already a super conference.
It's been a super conference.
By super, I don't mean dominance of the football play. I'm talking about the number of teams.
I'm talking about dominant of play.
Do you realize we got 16 teams here in a few years?
Yes. I'm telling you what they're doing, man.
Did you realize that's half the NFL teams?
Yes. So guess what they're doing? Those two teams don't make the SEC a super conference because the conference is already super.
No. I think it's relative. I think when you start going into six, how many teams did the Big Ten have? Or the Big?
It really don't matter.
How many teams does the ACC have?
Enough. They 14?
Let's look it up.
I think it's 14. 14 teams. I do remember that because we did that last year where we was like, okay, that's 7 games.
See, I don't know anything about the ACC other than Clemson and Florida State. There are 15 members in the ACC.
Mm-hmm.
But I think one of them is just like basketball only. I think there's something.
Because they don't have a football team?
No, they don't. They're only SEC. They're only ACC in certain sports.
So you're saying how many ACC schools? Okay.
Yeah, ACC. All right. There we go. Boston College, Clemson, Duke, Florida State, Georgia Tech, Louisville, Miami, North Carolina, NC State, Pitt, Syracuse, Virginia Tech, and Wake Forest.
So out of all those teams, which one of those teams you going to call a super team?
Traditionally or now?
Right now. Name 4.
Just traditionally?
Yes.
Traditionally, Miami, Florida State, Clemson. Well, Clemson in the
Clemson
last
just got there.
10 years, yep.
So I'm saying now.
Florida
that would
State
be
in Miami are the most traditional.
So here
has the most.
Which one of those schools would be I would say a great name to come to the SEC?
You're not answering my question. One of these conferences is going to have to go away.
They won't go away. They'll just add 2 teams from somewhere else.
Where?
It doesn't matter.
That's what I'm saying.
It doesn't matter where they get them from.
The Big Ten and the ACC are going to be adding teams
because the Big 12 would get 2 more teams to replace those 2.
I think the Big 12 is
they ain't going nowhere.
Well, I think so.
You know how many times you've been wrong? 95% of the time.
No. See, that's a wife tale. Justin Sanday's in over here. How you doing? Says hello, Catfish and Billy. How in the heck are you? ONU, Texas, part of the SEC. That's what we've been talking about, Justin. What are they saying over there in Oklahoma? Remember how Oklahoma used to get all mad because we used to chant SEC at the bowl games and stuff like that. Now they used to hate it. Now what are they going to do? Have you seen those posts?
It's just, it's hard to say, man, because I mean, God, since my team has gotten so bad, I can't even speak out loud because my boys haven't been relevant.
Well, we're getting back there.
I mean, it's still gonna take some time.
I've been trying to tell Ryan.
It's gonna take some time.
We're almost back. Give us a couple more years, Ryan.
Well, we need a couple more years where we can keep coaches that are coaching.
Well, I feel like now this might be a good comment right here.
What's that? Which one?
Henry Riddle says Iowa State going to rise to the top next in the Big 12. They surprised. They were my sleeper team last year.
Who's the head coach over there right now?
I forget his name. He had some. He was mentioned for the Tennessee job. What's his name? Darn. Was that Finkel? No.
Matt Campbell.
Matt Campbell. That's who it was.
Yeah, he's a good coach.
Yeah, I think they're going to. And I think Oklahoma State will be pretty good. Just reading some of these comments. Falls seem to have lost the middle finger to the world attitude. We're getting it back. And the first middle finger goes to Crying Ryan. Been flapping his gums for about 2 months. I can't even talk football with Ryan anymore. He's just unreasonable. Unreasonable. Holly Thompson, man, I hadn't seen that name in a month of Sundays.
Man, they got Cincinnati ranked number 8 preseason.
Who? Let me see that.
Yep, they was 9-1 last season.
Yeah, but they don't play nobody.
All
This
right.
whole communist thing where they got to rank somebody just because they win a bunch of games, but they ain't playing nobody, has got to stop. Let me see. Preseason.
They got yeah, those rankings have changed real quick after the first week. You have, gosh, these guys have, Clemson Georgia played Clemson first game.
Here's the NCAA preseason rankings. You know it's going to be horrible. Alabama number 1, Clemson number 2, Oklahoma number 3, Georgia number 4, Iowa State 5, Ohio State 6, Texas A&M 7, Cincinnati 8. I want to look at their schedule. Oregon 9, Iowa 10, LSU 11, Miami 12, Notre Dame 13.
LSU is ranked?
North Carolina, Wisconsin, Indiana, Florida, Texas, Coastal Carolina. Man,
hey, I told
Ole
you.
Miss, Penn State, Washington, Arizona State, USC, and Louisiana. How come they don't have Tennessee on the list?
They are just receiving votes.
Let's see what who Cincinnati played last year.
So you can't look at last year.
I know, but that's what they're going. These rankings are.
I don't even look at that. I don't care about what they did last year.
But I want to see they only lost one game. I want to see who they played. All right. They beat Boston College 38-6. They beat Army 20. No, that was in a bowl game. All right. September 19th. They beat Austin Peay 55-20. And they had 24-10 over Army. 28-7 over South Florida. They still ain't played nobody. SMU 42-13. They played Memphis. Beat them 42-10.
Who they lose to?
I'm looking. Let's see. Where is? Okay. 38-10 over Houston. 55-17 over East Carolina. 36-33 over UCF. 27 24 over Tulsa, and they lost to Georgia barely lost to Georgia in the Peach Bowl. So they were undefeated going into that bowl game. Let me double. Well, they didn't play very many games. They only played 1, 2,
10 games.
3, 4, 5, 6.
Everybody was 10 games.
7, 8, 9, 10.
Everybody had 10.
They had 11 games with the bowl game.
Well,
unless that. Well, they still didn't play nobody. I don't know why they get credit for all them wins when they didn't even play anybody.
They played somebody. You don't think they're nobody because they're not a ranked team, but they still play. I'm saying that their opponents. Like, I wish we got to get that out of our heads.
And I'm not getting it out of my head because here's why. All right, let's go back through it.
So once again, if they're not playing a SEC school, they're not playing anybody.
No, I didn't. I never said that.
So who is anybody there?
Well, I know Austin P ain't nobody. I know Army ain't nobody unless they play at Navy. South Florida hadn't been anybody since they had that Pierre Paul.
So who is Coastal Carolina?
SMU.
Who's Coastal Carolina?
Memphis has probably the most. East Carolina.
Who is
Houston
Coastal Carolina?
They ain't on here.
Who's Liberty?
All right.
No, I'm asking that question because I'm telling you
they still didn't play a lot.
These teams can beat you any given day.
I know you can lose to Farragut High School on any given Saturday. I know that. But as far as football goes, there's not as many upsets in football as there is basketball. And it's a simple explanation.
Why? I know. I want to know this.
First of all, in basketball, there's a ton of 6'4" shooters that can shoot lights out, and if they get hot for a game and play, and some balls go bounce their way, there's a lot more upsets in basketball than there are football. Period. Always has been. Georgia could play East Carolina 5,000 times, and East Carolina might get lucky and pull off an Appalachian State type upset against Georgia, East Carolina. They don't have the horses.
So, I
didn't say it was impossible.
Let me give you an analogy on that same situation. That Mercedes truck and that Kingsworth truck can pull. The Mercedes going to outpull that Kingsworth, right?
Not necessarily. It depends on the rear ends and the engine in it.
Okay. Now.
And they ain't no Mercedes. There's a
Volvo then.
Okay.
Same thing. I'm just
saying. It ain't the brand. It's the engine and the rear end and transmission.
And that's what I'm trying to tell you.
And those are the players.
If that kid has the heart to whip that kid across from him and not get brainwashed that Alabama is the best thing that ever played, and he go out there and try to whip his butt the way he should and stop thinking that he can't because he playing Alabama, I guaranteed you there's not one Alabama team would have gave me hell because I would have gave them hell just because they was Alabama.
We're talking apples and oranges here.
And that's what I'm trying to tell you.
I didn't say it was impossible.
Football players are football players. Coaches make these kids do better than what they really can.
Yeah, but a 6'5", 325-pound offensive lineman weighs 325 pounds.
Then why everybody give Rudy credit then?
All right. That was one play and one game. And besides
I'm just saying.
Besides that,
why do Brandon Burrsworth get that much credit then?
Because he was good.
He was a walk-on too, wasn't he?
Yep, and he got good.
And guess what he did?
He
outworked everybody that was in front of him.
Yeah, but we're not even talking about the
same thing. He didn't care that we played for Tennessee. All he cared about was whipping my butt.
All right, I got to address something. I sent you an email, Henry, about a couple months ago when you said I sent you a hammock. I said, you need to send me an address. I can't send it to you if I don't have your address.
I thought he sent it to you like 3 times.
I ain't seen it. Let me check my email. Maybe I forgot. But I know.
I thought that was happening. Well, you might need to email me, Henry, because I can get it out to you ASAP.
That ain't the email I was thinking of. Let me see. He did give me my address. You did. I just now seeing that.
Well, we'll get it out. We'll get it out Monday.
Hold on. I got to defend my honor here. Hold on. Before we go too far here, because I'm rarely wrong. Okay, here we go. Here we go. I gave you a coupon code to use at checkout. Hold on. Yep, I've already took care of it, Henry. On February 26th at 8:29 p.m., I said, Henry, here is the coupon code for a free hammock. Bam. Go on and use it at checkout at fanpride.zone or on volunteerroadshow.com. So check your email on February 26th, and I haven't seen any order for the hammock. It has to go through the website because that's how we get all their shipping arranged. Anyway, if you need me to resend that, I'll resend that to you, Henry. All right, what else we got here?
Well, you got to let them know they got to use their coupon codes in order to get it out of inventory.
That's why we got to do the coupon code. He needs a huge Volunteer Roadshow poster to hang on the den and the wall. We might have to work on that. Here, I'll resend the coupon code. I got to do it with a coupon code. That's the only way I can do it.
I like what Mr. Vodka Drinker just said.
Let's see. Where did that go? Before I forget, I'm going to resend this coupon code. I hope it hadn't expired.
I'm quite sure it has if it was back then.
I can go in there and re-up the time. Anyway, I'll do that right now. All right, I just sent the coupon code, and I'll go in and make sure that it's not expired. But anyway, I'm just saying it's a lot harder to upset in football. Not saying it's not possible. Appalachian State's, of course, I think that Appalachian State, Michigan wasn't the upset everybody thought it was.
What was it then?
I think it was an upset, but you got to remember Appalachian State had won like 6 national championships in their division.
Do you know what division they play in, Bobby?
No, but I'm just saying they had a good squad. I didn't say they were on Michigan. So now you're arguing my point.
No, because no.
A football player is a football player.
No, you are giving me what I've been trying to tell you.
I'm just saying that Appalachian State was enough of a ball squad to upset them once in a million years, and it just happened to be that game.
But they just won. They just happened to win the conference 6 times.
They don't play nobody. But I'm just saying they for their
so the tongue is twisting like shoestrings now, because you're not really listening to what you're saying. You basically, what they call it, mumbo jumbo. I'm telling you.
No, I'm telling you.
You know, until you play football and understand what I've been trying to tell you, when we do this one-on-one thing and I run through your ass, you're going to be like, I can't believe I did that. Why'd I do that?
That ain't happening.
I'm just telling you.
That's a different argument.
I'm going to send you to the ER just the way I've been telling you.
Then why don't we see upsets? If it's that simple, why don't we see upsets every single week, like humongous upsets?
You do.
Name one. That's the last.
Go back and look at the schedule last year, and go do each week and see who got upset. Look.
But I'm just saying you don't see it as much as you do in basketball.
It's rare in basketball,
but not as rare.
It's rare in basketball too.
You don't see Cinderella.
Bumbleweed State, Austin P beating North Carolina
more often.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you do.
Go. When the last time you seen Austin P beat North Carolina? And they're on their schedule.
But an upset of that nature you see a lot more than you do in football.
You know the reason why it is in football?
So you're telling me there's not as many there's as many upsets in football as there is basketball?
I'm telling you the reason why you say that.
Why?
There's more games played in basketball, Bobby. There's less games played in football, so of course it's less.
I say even on a percentage basis, it's
on a percentage basis. I guarantee it's higher.
Higher in football or baseball?
Yes, football, because it's more. You know the high percentage if 2 teams win out of 10, that's a 20%. I know numbers now. You ain't gonna get me with numbers. Baseball.
Let me tell you something. Citadel could play Alabama 900 times and might win one. The Citadel could go play Alabama in basketball 900 times and might win 30.
So what I'm saying, you're not going to see that too often, Bobby. I'm trying to tell you that if Alabama go play a weak Miami team 40 times, I guarantee they ain't going to win 38 times.
What?
Oh, gosh. Miami Hurricanes.
Yeah.
Are they good?
They're decent.
Right the last 15 years, have Miami been good?
Well, now we got to get into semantics here. What is good?
Oh, my God.
They've been better than Tennessee, probably.
Citadel.
They're not good.
I'm saying Miami have not been on a saying they can go and play anybody and beat them every single game.
A school like Miami could win more than the Citadel against Alabama. I don't care how bad they are.
I'm saying on a level of football, Miami is not ranked. When's the last time they've been ranked? On a consistent 15 years.
Probably 15 years, yes.
Last time. But I guarantee you that if Alabama play them every single time for 20 straight games, Bama ain't going to win 20 straight games. Because they will figure them out.
Because they have a better recruiting pool. Their players are better than Citadel's or Rice's or Marshall's.
And I understand it. I'm not even trying to say that it's not possible. I'm saying that there is a chance that a Citadel can beat Alabama. There's a chance that Coastal Carolina can beat Alabama. There's a chance that Liberty can beat Alabama.
We almost beat Alabama in 2009. Not that we were that great of a team, but Alabama was wore out from the week before.
That ain't got nothing to do with it.
It had a lot to do
Bobby,
with it.
y'all, dude, I played this game. I don't get wore out the next week because I played last week. I rested all week to play this week.
Well, Nick Saban thought they were tired. He's
Man,
even said
that's an excuse.
Well,
why they didn't beat you bad.
Vol State 15-0. I promise you that. Yep, we going 15-0 before I die.
I don't even think we're going to have 15. Well, once we get that super conference when we got 20 teams.
I need to make it 16-0.
Well, it's possible that can happen.
Slim Mosley said, y'all argue like a married couple. It's hilarious. Let me tell you something. This is 24/7.
Guys, I'm going to tell you like this. Now, I'm going to give y'all something. This man will argue me that 1 + 1 is not 2 because the plus sign looks like a time sign. I'm like, dude, I just want to know what 1 + 1 is. He hates the right answer, guys. He does not like the right answer. He likes analogies. He wants to be able to explain every process of what THE is. Well, that can be something else because in the Bible they had an E to it. It's D.
Listen.
I love it though.
We do argue a lot, but it's always in good fun though. We have a good time. Let's see. What does Henry say? Cinderella story in college basketball every year, but about every 5 or 6 years in college football now. Am I right or am I right? You're right. You're proving my point there, Henry.
You're right. There's always that one. Was it like Loyola Chicago? Sister
Slim Mosley said I must have been on the debate team. I sure was.
Oh,
And I
gosh.
won
Oh.
every debate I've ever been in. Because you know what? When I started losing in a debate, I'd break out the old barbershop Coming to America thing and walk off. You, and you. Who's next? Oh, we're gonna have boneless wings. We're not gonna call them boneless wings because they ain't wings.
You're gonna put
but we're gonna
in 'em.
have what other restaurants call boneless wings, but they're gonna be chicken nuggets.
Ooh, man, he just came up with Cortez Kennedy. Woo.
Who?
I remember him.
Who did what?
I'll put it up there for you, right there.
That's true.
Whew. That was a monster.
All right, what is Ryan saying? Crying Ryan. Bobby, who is the better NFL receiver all time, Jerry Rice or Randy Moss? This is a setup question. I sniff a setup, a follow up to this.
It's a easy. He gave you A or B. You pick one. There's no debate about it. Just A or B.
What are our criteria? Who was more athletic? Who was?
Now you want to use that in the situation?
Yeah, because
now you want to use that in the situation.
All right, I'm gonna say it right now.
You got to go with Jerry, man.
No.
You got to, man. I mean, Jerry did all this here in the time where you get your head knocked off.
Randy Moss
if you come in there.
Randy Moss
Randy was good, man.
athletic.
Randy was great. He wasn't a great route runner. He
didn't say
ran
that.
one route.
I said he was athletic. He didn't need to run any routes.
He ran one route.
He just started running, and you threw it up, and he
A
caught
receiver has to be able to run routes.
Well,
he was great at what he did, man. He was.
Randy Moss got a lot of bad rep because of his attitude, but that's okay. That don't make him athletically any worse because he.
As I'm taking T.O. I'm taking Terrell.
Over Randy Moss?
Yeah.
No. Not even close.
Because he can do exactly what Moss did and run routes.
Now, that might be true. But see, Jerry Rice, he's got the rings, and he's played for 500 years. So he got records. So he gets to be the GOAT, so to speak. And he worked hard. He had a heck of a workout regimen. No doubt about it.
I'm just saying, man, what Jerry did in that time wasn't easy, man. You talking about getting your head taken off, watching off for that kind of stuff back then. It was no defenseless receiver back then. That was their job. If you come across that middle weak, they trying to knock you. They trying to decapitate you.
Well, nobody did that better than Michael Irvin.
I'm telling you. And Mike was a good one, but he couldn't compare to that. I mean, he had great time. But Jerry, that was
yeah.
That's a lot of yards, man. You can't. I mean, that's a lot of yards.
Now, Jason Upston bring up a good point. Randy Moss was more athletic.
He said exactly.
But Rice was an all-around complete player.
Exactly.
I give you that. But if I'm trying to win a Super Bowl, I want Randy Moss on my team.
And how many do he have?
That ain't the answer.
That gives you. I'm telling you, people don't understand when they be trying to call people goats and they compare them about rings and stuff, but then they forget about athletic wise or what they did to make them the GOAT.
If we're gonna go with who worked the hardest, like Ryan's saying, then we got to give the GOAT quarterback to Peyton.
I mean, that's automatic there, and everybody in the league will say the same thing. They would all tell you that.
I thought it was rings. It's a team sport until you start.
I'm telling you. I mean,
then when you pick a GOAT, then rings matter. But I don't know.
Go ask any defensive coordinator that played against PM and ask them who were they most afraid to prepare for when it was coming on Sunday morning.
Peyton Manning.
It's hard to prepare for that.
Well, we got a room full over here. We're doing pretty good. Anyway, we're in our new restaurant at 7535 Connor Road, exit 112 on I-75. Billy Ratliff's Tap 40 Grill. This is going to be our studio section. We're going to set up our studio right here. Come out and see us. If you would like employment opportunity, work for the best place in all of East Tennessee to work alongside legends. I mean, a sure enough legend. If you apply, go to volunteerroadshow.com. At the top, click employment, fill out a little questionnaire. We'll get in touch with you. But where else, Billy, can you go work for a legend, a legendary truck driver like myself?
Man, nowhere, man. Nowhere. I promise you that.
So you get to work with legends in here. And a pretty good football player. And Alexis Hornbuckle. She's going to be in here a lot too. Oh, let's see some more questions over here. And then we're going to get out of here.
That's true.
Let's see. Mahomes going to be better than Manning by the end of his career. Get out of here. Get out of here. What did he say? Mahomes going to be considered better than Manning by the end of his career easily. No, he's not. Now you're on drugs. Now you know didn't you hear your teachers tell you say no to drugs, Ryan?
I mean, if he don't get hurt, he'll probably pass stat wise. But as far as he won't. I don't think it's gonna be hard to pass that status.
Yeah.
I mean, he did some things that was just unheard of.
Hey, Savan, this is the first time I've been on here and seen you on here. Congratulations. Even though we was robbed at the College World Series, congratulations on your Mississippi State Bulldogs winning it all. I was pulling for you at the end because I didn't want Vanderbilt to win another one. So that was great.
The heck is that?
I don't know. Something stupid. Mahomes does things Manning couldn't dream, but that don't mean he's a better quarterback.
What did he? No.
He's faster.
What did he do?
So Jamarcus Russell was faster than Peyton Manning. Does that make him a better quarterback?
What did he do that Peyton couldn't do?
Run the option. RPO.
He ain't running no option. He tried to run the option. He gonna pop a kneecap.
He do that run, that RPO better than Peyton.
He run the option. He will pop his kneecap out of socket.
Yes, Dub, we are going to be doing game streams right here in the restaurant. And somebody asked earlier, where did that go?
What was it?
I don't know. I wasn't keeping up with it. I'm trying to find it. Somebody asked if we was going to have vegetarian things on the menu. Yep, we're going to have about 4 or 5 salads on there, which I eat salad. Billy won't eat a salad. But I'll eat a salad. I like salads, especially if it got a lot of stuff on it. Got to have blue cheese dressing. Catfish meant to ask, does Everhart field a dirt track car in East Tennessee? I don't know if they do or not. I don't know. I have no idea. Anyway, you ready to get out of here? What's for supper? We still got to go to the store, don't we?
It is. I'm actually not even hungry. I'm trying to keep this weight off.
I'm starved to death.
I mean, you ate that big old plate today, didn't you?
That don't even count. That was a little bitty old pork sandwich and about 2 spoons worth of baked beans and about 5 spoons of potato salad.
As I did the fish fry for lunch.
Did you fry fish today?
I did.
Why didn't you call me?
I mean, you always say you're busy, so
you could have brought some when you came in today.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been the same.
You're right, because I'd have eaten it.
It ain't the same when it's cold. I like it fresh out the grease.
All right, well, let's get on out of here. Let's play some rock. You want to play some Rocky Top? Anyway, thank you guys. Couldn't do it without you. Come see us at 7535 Connor Road, Billy Ratliff's Tap 40 Grill. We're going to try to open the latter half of August. Have a little bit of time to get our stuff together and work as a teamwork before the first game of the season on the 2nd. And we're going to have all the TVs here on the Tennessee Bowling Green game when we're going to watch Tennessee beat Bowling Green by about 55 points. I promise you that.